What's up, guys? BTBS here. Welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies. So just looking up at the sky there. It's very agrarian, isn't it? Ah, yes, I've been having some fun. So, there's a few things going on. I updated most of my item ducts, apart from the ones on there, because there's so many of them. They are now the fast ones, so the items move super quick through them. I added a little bit of red net cable because there's no red alloy ingot, so I can't stretch a redstone signal over to these and have it be in midair easily. So what I've done is red net cable here. Red net. There we go. I've actually already made this on camera before because I had to make the red net energy cable. And I'm not exactly sure what kind of energy it carries, but, you know, it's cool as it is. Wow. Block of redstone. You don't often see a block of redstone recipe. Oh, it's MFR. I had no idea what mod it was from. That should have probably tipped me off, to be fair. Yeah, so I made the red net cable, and basically you can carry it through the air like that, and have it go onto a block. And these I set to require low, so when they get a high signal, they turn off. So I can control them from over here with this lever, but I actually want to make it a little bit better, mainly because like I've got loads of cobble, loads of gravel, loads of sand, but what I need is more dust. So what I'm going to do is just jump into my AE system. I should have some red net cable. Yep, lovely. And what about some levers? Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to show you guys a cool little trick with red net. Basically, it only creates a face when it's actually attaching to something. So if I put a lever on here, then you'll see that the face appears. And what I can do is I can sneak around the back, and I can say, I think it's right click with an empty hand. Or is it wrench? Ah, right click with a wrench, there you go. So you can change the colour of this band, and what that does is it allows you to send different redstone signals. So if I go orange, whatever colour that is, pink, purple and blue, and then what I'll do is change these. So if I set this one to orange, these two to that, yeah, that one, and then this to, not going the wrong way, the blue one. What I can now do is send 3 different redstone signals through the same network. So if I turn off this one and this one, or turn the levers on, it's only sending the orange and the pink, purple, I don't know what colour that is, signal. So these are now off. All the ones on that signal are off. But this one is still running. So I'm still getting myself the dust I want from it. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good setup right there. And I just, like, that one is that side, that one's the middle, that one's that side. Simple. Let's see, I've added a couple new machines. I've got myself an energetic infuser, which you use to put, you use it to charge items. A couple of redstone furnaces, which you use to cook stuff. Just needed some more glass. I built a bit on my AE system, as you can see here. So I've got my fluid terminal where you can access fluids and do whatever you want to do with them. I've got my normal terminal for looking at everything in wide, like a bigger screen mode. And then I've got the crafting terminal for crafting. And you see I've got quite a few things sitting there already. I've got 3 storage cells, 2 of them are 1K, one's a 4K. And I've basically, anything that I'm going to be crafting a lot of is going to be going into here early game. Because, like, say I wanted to make an aqueous accumulator, all I have to do is that, and it will craft it using all the items inside the machine. So instead of me going into all the different chests, grabbing the items, putting them in the table, this just gives me a super good way of actually doing that easily. And it takes very little power still. It's 3.4 MJ, and 1 MJ is 10 RF. So it takes 34 redstone flux a tick, and each one of these engines outputs 80. So, yeah, if they gave a fuck, they would be charging, but they really don't care, so they're not bothering. Let's see, I'm filling up lava drums constantly. Do I have a spare drum? It's always nice to have extra drums sitting around for what I need them for. I do have a spare drum. Lovely. Let's just replace this. I'm producing so much lava that I just have no need of all of it. I have basically 2 full drums right there. 3 full drums right there. I have another drum over at my smeltery, which is pretty much full. And I have a drum over at my tree farm, which I just swap out whenever I need to. In fact, I swapped this one out a couple of hours ago. So they last a really long time, depending on what they're doing. I used the tree farm for a little bit of rubber wood gaining. Put a new chest for the sludge boiler, because it starts to fill chests up very quick, so I thought I've got enough resources, let's go gold. And I've been doing some other crafting stuff. One of the really nice things about having the AE system, it allows me to do some awesome crafting shit. So you see how I have 2,500 dough. What I've been doing is crafting that in here, like this. And yeah, I'm making the dough, by the way, for one of the Hell's Kitchen quests. It requires 10,000 bread, and the cheapest method of getting bread is turning potatoes or wheat into flour, and then using the flour to make the dough. It's just flour, fresh water, and salt, and a mixing bowl to make dough, and then you just cook the dough, and that gives you bread, and then you just cook the bread and you've got toast. And I have 3,192, I think that says, yeah. So I'm a third of the way there towards the 10,000, which seemed so ridiculous when I looked at it originally, but it's not that bad. I mean, it's going to take a while, but it gets us a heart and 2 bags, so I'm not going to complain. In fact, what I want to do is take some of it, dough, and I want a hopper, and I have no barrels in there. I'll have to go and grab one. I want to just stick a bunch of it and get it cooking. No, barrels are in here. Barrel, lovely. That's why I built 2 furnace, was so that one of them could be just used for mass cooking stuff, much like the dough. So I can just stick it all in there, it'll get crafted, and it'll come out in here. And I still don't have enough diamonds to liberally apply them wherever I wish, so I have to be kind of careful with those. But, you know, this requires no expensive items, it's just... There we go. This is just all very, very cheap stuff. That's why it's not too bad to have to make 10,000 of it. I've been looking at some certain things, and there's a veggie that I really need to get the seeds for, and I've just got so unlucky with all my bags. So what I want to do today is knock out as many quests as I can to try and get reward bags to see if I can get this seed. Let me just grab a new stack of food. Lovely. So let's take a look in the quest log. So these can basically go fuck themselves for now. The tomatoes I might just set up a small farm for, because they are very cheap to get hold of. Anyway, what am I doing? So learning to skyblock. The only thing we've got left to do on here is the Feel My Power Resonant Flux Capacitor. And I actually think I have the stuff I need to make that, apart from one item. So for now, we'll have to leave that. So that's that total one gone. Go with the flow. All we need to do is make a fluid import and fluid export bus. So I say we fuck around with that for a little bit. So ME fluid export bus. So we need a normal. So we need a basic. So we need interface. We should have the stuff to make that. We just need 2 of those. And then we just need pistons. I don't have any pistons in there. Let's see if we can make some pistons. I think one of them needs to be sticky for the import bus. Yeah, I think the import bus needs a sticky piston. So anything we've got that can work for that. We got some raw rubber over at the tree farm. The non-processed version, that'll work for that. Oh, by the way, you might be able to see on my mini-map up there, I got another piggy! Also got a horsey. So I can start melting down horses and make glue. I don't really know why I'd want to. It seems kind of cruel and unusual. But, hey, if the mood strikes me, I can make horsey glue. And then this one, we just need to build it. Oh wow, we are missing everything for that. So what was the actual stuff we needed? We need ME cable. Well, I should have some plastic in there, so I'll make some of that. And then we need the normal piston and the ME interface. Like so. And that gets us our export bus. And then it should just be that for the import bus. And now we need to make them precision, which basically requires a gold processor, which I do have a couple of. Good. I thought I got ready for this episode. So there's an ME precision, there's an ME precision export, and then all we need to do is get some covered cable. We got any wool? I don't see any wool in there. I'll just have to go and grab some. I haven't finished. Like, I'm nowhere near finished moving items around, and for now, most of the stuff I've got is just going to stay out of my AE system because I don't have fantastic power supply. I've got decent power supply, but it's not enough to power the sort of AE system that we all know I like. So that and that should give me a fluid export bus, and then that and that and another bucket. Crafting table, there's one. Bucket. Pop that in the top there, and there's our export bus. There we go. So they are kind of a pain in the ass to make, but you know the nice thing? You don't even have to hand them in. Oh. We need to craft an ME fluid storage. I did not see this being a multi-part quest. Okay, what does that require? Ooh, fluid level emitter. Normal level emitter. That shouldn't be too much hassle. We just need a redstone torch and then a piece of lupus. Like that. Level emitter. Yeah, a piece of lupus. I should have at least a piece. Whee! I did not see this being a multi-part quest, I must say. I probably should have guessed it, considering. What else do we need? We need another covered cable. I'm just going to go and grab like a couple of stacks of string and make some wool, because apparently a lot of these things need covered cables. I suppose it kind of makes sense. The covered cables, you need to cover them in something so that they don't soak up all the water or something. And then just that and that gives us our storage monitor for the fluids. Is there another part to the quest? There is. Fluid crafting. We need to build a cyclic assembler and a liquid crafter. Well, we've built a cyclic assembler. I'm glad it remembers that. Liquid crafter. Yeah. Oh, wow. What the fuck is that? That is a horrible recipe. Okay, let's see what we're missing. Most stuff. Portable tanks. Not too bad. Can make those. Books. Yeah, what have I been using for books? Actually, I think I have some books over here. I'm sure I made spare books. Didn't see them in there. Unless, were they actually in there? I don't think so. No, there's books in there, but not the books I need. There we go, books and a crafting table. And what else? Pneumatic servo. That's really everything. Okay, this is kind of a horrible quest, I must say. It requires so much shit. And all we need now is the machine block. So, machine frame even. There we go. And craft. Sweet. Is that everything? Yes, it's everything. So this gets us a full heart, 5 import and export fluid buses, and a 64k fluid storage cell. So another one of the massive fluid storage cells, which is pretty dope. I've already got one of them. It's that one there. and I'm really not using it to anywhere near its full. You know what? There's no point me leaving it in there. It's just taking up space. I might as well just put it in there. And hey, that's another quest done, and we got a bag, a greater bag. Come on. Ah, we got this fucking armor again. Paranoid Pyro. Damn it. Oh well. It's better than nothing. It'll come in useful when our stuff breaks. So that's whoa. Yeah, I thought as much. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I had a look at what this place looks like, and it looks like what we need to do is get a ridiculously harsh amount of different fluids. So, colder than a something, probably bitch, gives us a blizzegg, full heart. That's gelid chirothium, seed oil, liquid DNA or BNA, biofuel, mob essence. That won't be too hard. Blazing pyrothium. That's going to be a fucker. Destabilized redstone. Right. Destabilized redstone. One redstone gives you 100 millibuckets. That needs 50,000, which is 500 buckets. So, oh man, does that give? That is fucking evil. Oh, look at that. It's like, oh yeah, we need like 5,000 redstone or 500. Yeah, 500 redstone. Yeah, it's only 500 redstone. It's not that bad, actually. I'm already collecting some of that. I've got some over here. Yeah, 128. So that's 2 stacks of redstone. But I think I read in the book, fluid storage. No, you have to hand in items or fluids. So you do actually have to hand that in. Wow, really? How does one go about handing it in is what I want to know. Help your goddess extend the reach to gain additional points. Much not to evaporate. Wow, what the hell? One way of pleasing the goddess is to provide them with a way to send their omnipotent powers everywhere. By melting redstone to its purest form, named liquid, the powers are free to flow. Okay. So that's just filler. What else do we need? Ethanol, which is refined biofuel. Mushroom soup, 160 million. Wow. I think that was what that is. Smelly shit, we need sewage. Well, that's not hard. That's really easy to get. Ooh. Milk. And that gives 3 red heart canisters. Okay. Seed oil. Oh no, that's honey. And liquid meat. Liquid meat. Okay, so let's ignore that for now, because that's the sort of thing we have to go for slowly, just like for the hoarding. Bees and trees. I've heard these are really easy to do at the start, so we need some seed oil. Seed oil is made in a squeezer. Which should be really simple to make. Yeah, just tin and a sturdy casing, which is bronze. Do we have tin in here? We do. Awesome. So if I search for ingot, some copper, I think it's 3 copper to 1 tin, gives bronze, and then I can just go to build the sturdy casing, and then just put some tin on the outside of it. And I think it was glass? Eyeglass. So a bit of glass there and there to make the squeezer. And then all we need to do is squeeze down seeds. And I've got a fuckload of seeds, so that's not a problem. So we pop that on there. Seeds give 0.10, 0.02 something. I think you need 50 seeds for a bucket is what I worked out previously in different Let's Plays. And I assume a seed oil can is the same. So if we stick that in there, oh, that's really nice actually. You can craft grass blocks like that. Huh. Squeezer, yeah, 0.1. So 10 of them give... Oh, so you need 100 seeds. And yeah, that takes 1 bucket. Okay, why did I think it was 50? What did I put in there before? 50? So I just need another 50? I don't know why I thought it was 50. But then we also need to build something called an artificial hive. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of you guys want me to, but I'm not going into bees just yet. I might go into them later, but bees really take the fun out of it, I think. Scented artificial hive. Artificial hive. That's just a hay bale, which is 9 wheat, and a silk mesh. That's not too bad at all. Yeah, I can do that, not a problem. 9 of that. And, do I have any wheat? Wow, yeah. That's a good question. I do. Brilliant. So, 9 wheat. Like that. Makes a hive. There we go, there's an artificial hive. Now, I believe there's a second step to this. Oh, you have to submit it. Fair enough. So the hive was very, very quick to build. We're going to need cans as well, actually. We have no aluminium in there. So we must have some over here at some point. Yeah, there we go. We've got some aluminium. I can just take all that. So yeah, basically anything I'm going to be crafting with more than once is going in here. What are we making? Oh yeah, cans. Aluminium. I believe cans is like that. There we go, cans. And then we just need to put this in here. It's a shame the squeezer can't work faster, because it's very slow. It's very, very slow. You know what I'm going to do actually? I'm going to tell this to stop outputting downwards, output to the side. I'm going to tell you to take in from the side, and then it will cook the bread up automatically into its second stage, which is toast, which is what we actually need to hand in for the quest. There's no point just straight out making bread. So if we cook the bread in the furnace, so basically the dough gets cooked into the bread, comes into here, gets cooked again. Very nice, very eloquent, I like it. Eloquent? No, elegant. Eloquent means like good with words and shit. And as you may be able to tell, I am neither eloquent nor elegant. Come on, so close. Just fill up that last little bit. Having that visual bug with the lava things again. The lava drums, they don't seem to render their colour until you break them and pick them up. Unless there's something you're supposed to do which I'm not doing. And I really wouldn't be surprised if there was, to be fair. So yeah, it looks like you do need 100. They used to give like 0.012 instead of 0.010. I don't know. Yeah, could be. See how we're doing on redstone. Another 2 stacks. We need more redstone. Ah, so we've got plenty of dust to go through, so we're fine. Come on, doggy. 6 more. So yeah, we just need to hand in the hive, the seed oil can, sorry. We need to lure a few. So yeah, the idea is that you can make a scented artificial hive and manually submit, and I'll take that bag. So this gives us 5 meadows hives, 5 forest hives, half a heart, and a good level reward bag. Come on. Oh, well, that's not exactly what I wanted, but it's useful. And since I'm here, I will just go ahead and build a filing cabinet. What is a filing cabinet? Is it stone or iron? I think it's iron. Yeah. So if you guys don't know filing cabinets, they are an open blocks, I think. Oh, extra utilities. Damn it, so close. They're actually, yeah, extra utilities item, which allows you to store multiple items of the same type. So all these ethereal essences have the same number, 25365-0, and I can store them all in there. And you can store an extraordinarily large amount of each type as well. So that's the first quest done. Seed oil and fake hives. The next one is called luring the bees. We have to make a scented artificial hive and a scoop. Okay, so move seed oil from the squeezer to an extra helo. So we do actually need to squeeze out another 100 of those. We actually have to make that for the thing. So what am I doing? So that's 96, 7, 8, 9, 10. My math sucks today. I am total retard mode today, so do that. So we've got more hives, which we really don't need. So let's get rid of those in our bee chest, because we already have a spanking huge load of hives. Enormous amounts of hives. And there's another half a heart to go with the quarter of a heart that's already in there. And let's see, so we can't do that one for a while. We can't move on until we've done that. So for the hoarding, yes, we need to build the deep storage unit, and I reckon we might have enough ender pearls. Because what do we need? We need about 8 or 10. We've got 10. So if we take a look on here, the hardest thing to make about the deep storage unit is the tesseract, which requires 1,000 millibuckets of resonant ender. I believe it's still the same, that 4 ender pearls is 1,000 millibuckets. Yep, 250 each. So all we need to do is put together the rest of it. So what we need is diamond, hardened glass, and enderium. Now enderium requires pyrotheum to cook. 2 of it, so we need at least 2 pyrotheum. The enderium dust requires tin and shiny and a resonant ender bucket, which is another 4 ender pearls. Yeah, that's a bit of a shitter. We need pyrotheum. Pyrotheum. Now, the thing is, I don't have any sulfur. And I know several ways of getting sulfur. Coal is the only one that I can see me actually doing. I'm not going back in that nether, not if you paid me £1,000,000. That place can go fuck itself. I even tried to make it nicer in there, like make the place less dangerous. Doesn't really work. I haven't died in there again, but I'm fucking terrified to go back in. So yeah, that place can get fucked. And in fact, while that's going on, let's so I got some electrum blend, which is just macerated electrum, but we need it for fluxed electrum, and then the fluxed electrum needs pyrotheum dust as well. But the fluxed electrum ingots you can use to make the better upgrades, the ones above diamond, and you can use it to make all the tools, and I want all the tools. And a couple of the other mods in this pack use fluxed electrum, like the blood magic uses fluxed electrum for some of its higher tier items, just because it's expensive and it sort of fits, because it's sort of magical but also sort of technological, and the blood magic seems a lot like that. Do you have your second output set? You do, damn. That simply means I have not got any sulfur yet. So the sulfur is the one thing that's stopping me doing other stuff as well, like what was it? I was going to do the resonant ender flux capacitor and see if I could finish off the entire branch, and you need sulfur for it. And as you see, I'm not getting lucky at all. I'm not getting any sulfur. Let's just check my power supply isn't draining. Nope, good. This thing can take 5 engines worth of input, and I have 7. So it should never drain. And I'm still gaining lava, which is cool. That's very, very cool. Is this done yet? Almost. Awesome. So let me just stick those in there and hope for some sulfur. I got a piece of sulfur. So if you take a look at sulfur, yeah, we can use it for making the first flux capacitor, or we can use it for making pyrotheum, which is what we're going to be doing. Or that's about it, actually, just the pyrotheum and the flux. But yes, that's enough. Sweet uses. No, I do not want to make gunpowder. Wow, really? I have no blaze powder in my system. And I also have no coal dust. That's because the coal dust is over here. Because I'm making the coal dust now. It is kind of nice that it requires coal dust and sulfur, and you can get both of those from coal. And that should give us enough to make 4 pyrotheum, which means we have enough to smelt a couple of enderium ingots. So, do we have a bucket's worth? We do. So let's grab a bucket. Seriously? I used all my buckets? Oh well. There we go, buckets. Stick it in... It's going to have to fluid transpose. Yeah. Oh wow, this is currently set to empty. There we go. So if we just stick a bucket in there, it will make a bucket full of enderium for us. And of course, you can place it and have some fun with it. Don't, though, because it teleports you, and it can teleport you downwards. And now we just need the pulverized shiny, which is, yeah, platinum and tin. I seriously doubt it's going to work in this form. If it does, I'll be very surprised and very happy, but I doubt it. I think I might need to go and cook it up and then break it down. Yeah. Put that in there. So yeah, I need a tin and a shiny. Tin, tin, tin. And I should have a shiny over here. I made a couple of each ingot just so I'd have them in here. Yeah, there we go. Shiny. So I just need to pulverize these. I actually need to pulverize 3 tin now that I think about it. Tin is there. God damn it. I'm used to scrolling to take like single items out of my inventory. Excuse me, pulverizer. You are needed elsewhere. You are needed for elsewhere. Otherwhere. You need to do other shit. And we have enough seed oil in there. Excellent. So we need a can. Oh damn, we've gone over time. It's 33 minutes right now. Shit. Oh well, I was paying no attention to the time, I can tell you that. Let's just do this quickly. Just pulverize that, and while that's going, I will go and grab a jabber barrel. Jabber barrel. And then we need another artificial hive. Because what we have to do is soak the artificial hive in the seed oil to trick the bees to make the scented thing. I think that's what we need for the quest, isn't it? Let me just go back to bees and trees. So we need the scented artificial hive, yeah. So what you have to do is put down an oak barrel, fill it with seed oil, and drop your artificial hive in there. And then just take it out, and you have a scented artificial hive. It absorbs the seed oil and makes it smell good for the bees, I guess. And then just a scoop, and we can finish that quest, and that's another quest knocked out. So we're not doing too badly on knocking those quests out. I think it's like that. No? Damn it, I can't remember how to make a scoop. Scoop. Wow. Oh, it's just more sticks. Fair enough. And manual submit. Take a reward, and we get more bees, which we really don't need. So I will just chuck those in there. And we got a full heart. We are now on 27. Very nice. And we got another bag, a greater bag, with... Oh, we got a magnet. Oh, fuck to the yes. So, if you guys don't know what the magnet is, allow me to demonstrate. That's what the magnet does. Oh my god, yes. Do you guys realise how expensive this is? Each level takes 2 of the previous level magnet. So each level costs 2 of the previous level. I think it costs 256 of the level 1 magnet, which itself, level 0 magnet, sorry, which itself costs diamond, iron, another 8 iron, 2 redstone, and then blocks of quartz, eyes of ender, gold, and endstone. It is probably the most expensive item ever, and I just got it in a bag. Ah, screw you, Seraph. My good buddy Seraph was always very lucky, and he got that in one of his first bags, like from the one of the first learning to skyblock quests. Yeah, well, he can go and fuck himself now because I've got one too, so I don't care. So enderium to cook up in there, and this is actually going to take a while, and I don't want this episode to run too much longer, so we're just going to finish off the induction smelter. And we're going to take a quick peek at the next quest in here, which is make an apiary. I reckon there's more than one step to that. So we just need to finish this. Come on, you bastards. Enderium, enderium, enderium. Sweet. And is our tesseract frame in here? Oh, we haven't made the tesseract frame, have we? No, let's do NEI synchronized. Tesseract frame empty. We need diamond hardened glass and this enderium. Sweet. And then we take the tesseract frame. Hang on a second. Let me check this because I do not want to do any of this wrong. Deep storage unit. If I fuck this up, I'll be so mad. We need a tesseract frame full. What we don't need to do is put the stuff around it to make it a working tesseract. Okay. So fluid transposer, tesseract frame, and it's working. It looks like it's going to take forever. So let's take a look. We need to craft an apiary, and if I'm right, doesn't that require something annoying as fuck? Apiary, impregnated casing. So we need 1/4 of a bucket of seed oil, a carpenter to make the impregnated casing. So if I might as well get that going now since I can. So we just need 25 seeds. I'm just going to grab a bunch of seeds, turn them into seed oil because we have a quest that needs seed oil anyway. So it can't hurt to stick them all in there. That is not what she said. Oh, we got some more sulfur. We're getting pretty good on the sulfur now. And is that my... Yes, my tesseract is done. So now we just need the strong boxes to go around the tesseract, which are hardened strong box, which are 10... Yeah, I can do that. We just need to make 4 chests. 4 chests and some wood. See, keep seeing that cloud up in the sky. Yeah, these don't stack. That's that, and then we just need to upgrade these with some hardened glass. Hopefully we have enough hardened glass. We do! We have enough! Sweet! Deep storage unit, bitches! We just need a little bit of plastic now. It's okay, I can just make it. Lovely, and a little bit of plastic around the outside, and we have our deep storage units! Woo! And that is for the hoarding done. So now we just claim our reward. Another heart and a bag. What level is it? Good. We got the fishing rod, which is supposed to explode, but just flies out of your inventory when you use it. And now we've unlocked everything else. So digital storage requires us to craft all these, which we've already done, so we might as well claim that reward and another 2 hearts. And then another greater bag, which gave us a 8-minute flight potion. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's useful. Useful as fuck. Even more storage requires a 16 million storage. And you have to submit it. Wow. Yeah, that is expensive. And now, all we need to do is craft 10,000 of various items. What? 30 resonant flux capacitors, and you have to hand them in. Wow. Okay. Congealed slime, 761 of that. What the fuck? Okay, well, you get a slime sapling for it, but presumably you'd already have that. You need 1,000 quadruple compressed dirt, which... Hang on a second, let me just check my calculator. Yeah, that means you need 6 million dirt, I believe. And if it's not 6 million, it's like 700,000. So, wow, yeah. Soul sand? 100,000 soul sand. You know what? I don't know if I showed you guys this, but I upgraded my soul sand thing. I know I showed you that, but I didn't show you how well it works. So if I go and grab some sand, I can show you how well my new soul sand thing works, and I can tell you why it's not going to be a problem. So all of these barrels are having water fed into them. The stuff underneath. Oh god, there's just a hole there. The mycelium underneath is turning the water inside the barrel into witch water. The witch water is getting pumped out into these. Currently 6 of them, each holding 256 buckets just for storage. The witch water then gets pumped out of there into these, and I then drop sand in, and every time it changes, the water gets pumped in, the sand falls down, turns into soul sand, gets pulled out, put in the chest. So that whole 10,000 soul sand, all I need for that is 10,000 sand, and I am fucking set. If I turn that off, you can see I actually filled this chest up already before, and you can tell how much sieving I've been doing with soul sand. You get like 1 to 3 nether quartz from each one, so there's at least 30 stacks of soul sand been sieved just in there. So all I need to do is actually just pump more and more sand into my system, and I will have as much soul sand as I could ever possibly want. So that is not a problem. So I'm gonna have to end this episode now, guys. It's 42 minutes, and I think that's a good time. 42 is like the greatest time ever. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We did a hell of a lot in this episode, and we're going to get a lot done next episode as well. I might just hand in that soul sand quest next episode for shits and giggles, just because, you know, it won't even take me an hour to get all the soul sand I need. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I've been BTBS. This has been Agrarian Skies. I've been having such a great time with this mod pack. I hope you guys have been enjoying it too. I will see you next time. Peace out.